guys, the big day is here. Finally got the stock all done. Came out really nice. Started putting together the receiver and barrel, bayonet, and all that good stuff. Put together the bolt. Still have those parts to do, but I just wanted to show you the stock. Came out really nice. I'm going to keep it as is. I'm not going to rough it up and do another coat. This is not too good, but whatever. I'm going to keep it as is. I like how it came out. It's a little darker than I originally wanted, but no big deal. I'm going to keep it nice and shiny. One thing I got to say is that I kind of misled everybody about the Gorilla Glue wood filler. That actually came out pretty bad. It says it was stainable, but it was not. So unfortunately, I had to dig out a lot of the fixes that I did. Yeah, you could see there. I had to dig it out. So that's the original dents and dings. And I'll show you what it looks like with the Gorilla Glue. I just kept that there. Now it did fill it in, but you can clearly see a difference, which I didn't like at all. So instead of having a big old ding there with a nice different color marking, I dug it out, and then we just kept it as is. I didn't like how it looked. So regardless, it still gives it character to have these dings in it. The stock looks really nice when it's all done. Nice and stained, nice and glossy. This came out perfect too. Not too shabby. So I'm going to get the receiver and barrel parts in and put this thing together and get right back to you. And we'll talk about a couple other things. Hang tight. Alright, got it together. And I also pulled out my other Carcano that I refinished. So, a couple little things. First, when I was hanging this thing up to do the staining and the clear coat here, the Birchwood Casey True Oil, the rope that I tied the stock up fell, or broke, and the stock fell. And what ended up happening, it landed right here. So I had to kind of shave it down and sand it to round it out. You could see on this one, it's flush. This one's not. Not a huge deal, whatever. Thankfully, the stock didn't crack. So, put it together. Just did some function testing on it. Seems to work just fine. Here's I'll show you. I didn't put any ammo in it yet. It is clear. The tolerances on this thing are a heck of a lot looser than this one. I actually re-blued the bolt on this one. The entire bolt. You can see I re-blued it, or whatever. Yeah, I used the cold bluing by Birchwood Casey. Came out good. So I just left this one. Oh, sorry, this one here. I left this one, unblued. It's kind of rough though, in a way. I cycled it, and it's not as smooth as this one. Maybe because of the bluing. I don't know. This one, you can feel it. It's much slipperier than this one, because this is bare metal. So I don't know if it'll function better if I cold blue that. I may, just to see if it annoys me enough. I don't know. But even the trigger, this trigger is terrible. This one is not bad, but this one, goodness gracious. You could see there's a lot more meat on this trigger than this one too. And I don't know if it's a difference in years. This one is a 57. But this one is a 41. So I don't know. But there's a little bit more meat on this trigger. And there's a lot of take up before it hits the wall here. And it breaks. It's not terrible, but it's not as smooth as this one, let's just say. The bayonet is super sharp compared to this one. I kind of had to sharpen it out. This wasn't as sharp. This one is really sharp at the end. And there's more, you compare the two here, it looks like it's two different styles of bayonets. It could be the difference in years. I'm not really sure. I'm not a Carcano expert. Everything else looks the same. The newer one is a lot more loose than this one. This one locks into place. It's solid. This one is wobbly. So I don't know. Maybe because in 41 it was during mass production of these things, so they didn't probably take a lot of time in tightening the tolerances with the screws and everything. I don't know. So very interesting. Still not a huge deal breaker here. I like having two different of these guns, but everything went on very easily. And I guess that's a good. Everything went on really easily. I guess that's a good thing about having everything being loose tolerances. Let's take a look at the other side here. Flip her around. And there she is on the other side. That's cool. That actually says, you're probably not going to be able to see it, but it says FAT, and then it has the date of 1941. I tried to keep that there. It's a nice, I guess that is the mark of the arsenal that refurbishes these guns after they go out into battle, or before they get put in storage, or after storage they actually re-arsenal them, they call it, I guess. I'm not exactly sure of the verbiage on that, but anyway, it's a mark. There's a lot of other little marks everywhere on this thing, so pretty neat. Again, I think the one that I spent the extra money on, so I got this one. This was supposed to be NRA very good. I beg to differ on that. I'd say this is NRA good. And the one that my first one I got, everything on this thing is nicer. The bluing on it is nicer. On the barrel, it's a smoother firearm. So I'd be very interested to see how this functions with ammo, how it works. Who knows? This one, had a little bit hard time with the stripper clips here, dropping out, and I was having some feeding issues. Still a pleasure to shoot. Both barrels are rifled nicely. There's just slight variations in these. Like even it seems like the stock on the 57 is a little thicker. Yeah, it just seems like it's a little thicker. Let's see if there's a difference in weight. Yeah, the first one I have, my original one here, feels heavier than this one. So a little interesting differences on this. But you know what? That's what makes collecting interesting. So we're going to get this out to the range. I have some 6.5 by 52 Carcano. This is 123 grain, not the 139 that I have on the Full Metal Jacket. This is the soft point. SP soft point. So be interested to see how this functions versus the Full Metal Jacket. I may get a couple Full Metal Jackets out there too to see how that runs. They're a little heavier. Maybe they work a little better. But we're going to take this new refurbished restored rifle out to the range and see how it works. Let me know what you guys think on the stock, how it came out. I think it came out really nice. I think it came out absolutely perfect. But anyway, put a comment in the description and let me know what you think of the stock.